Okay, good afternoon everyone. We'll start. Yesterday we were discussing about election campaign, right? So we'll start with chapter 3, Electoral Politics, which is political science. Now yesterday I asked you some question, right? I asked some question yesterday and told you to be ready with the answer, right? Okay. So yesterday we were discussing about the election campaign. I don't remember that among, that is why I am asking to them, to the students. I don't remember. I remember I have given some question to them, and that is what I am asking to them. I told them to be ready with the answer. I asked importance of educational qualification in election. What is the importance of educational qualification in election? I asked about their opinion. So you can write your opinion. What is your opinion on this? Now we already discussed that the political parties and the candidates, the political parties and candidates should be free. Free means they should be free for taking part, that is participating in the election. They can freely participate in the election. For that, they should be free without any pressure. They can participate in the election. That should be given to them. That liberty, that right should be given to the candidate or the political party so that they can be, they can freely participate in the election. Okay, but sometimes it also goes wrong, against. Some of the parties may take advantage of this liberty, right? They may take advantage of this liberty also. So campaigns are done so that the parties can tell about them, the candidate can tell about them, that what they are going to do in the future for the citizen. So that for that campaign is being done. But there are some rules by the election commission which a party or a candidate needs to follow for fair election, free and fair election. So in that, according to the election law, no candidate can threaten or bribe the voters. So there are some rules which all the parties and candidates must follow, because sometimes the candidates who are actually in ruling party, they can take advantage of these things, right? So there are rules that you cannot threaten or you cannot bribe the voter. Also, you cannot appeal any of the voter to vote in the name of religion. You cannot appeal a voter to vote in the name of the religion or caste. Also, you cannot use the government resources. Now, the ruling party, they can use the government resources, right? So, according to the election law, any of the candidate, any of the political party cannot use government resources for election campaign. Okay. Also, we already know that in this campaign and all everything, in the timing of vote, when voting is there, election is there, many of the political parties and candidates, they are spending a lot of money, right? So now, if suppose there is a political party having a huge money, they are having a lot of money, and there is a candidate, he is standing or she is standing independently, without any political party support, without any party ticket. So in that case, that maybe that person cannot spend that much of money. So it may happen that the person spending a lot of money, they can have various things, they can do many things to attract the voters. But it can be a kind of impartial thing, right? A person not having money will not able to compete with the political party or the candidate who is having a lot of money. So this will not fair election. So for that, limitation has been done for the spending of money. So for Lok Sabha election, one can spend 25 lakhs. For Lok Sabha election, one candidate can spend 25 lakhs, and for assembly election, one can spend 10 lakhs. So this is the maximum amount which a candidate can spend for the campaign and all. Okay, Aman has answered, education is the most important aspect for developing a nation, and as the politicians are the leader of nations, so it is very important for them to be educated. This is because they have to run the nation, and if they will be uneducated, then how the country will work? This can be mislead the nation. If they are illiterate, education of leaders is very much necessary for the country's future progress and prosperity. Okay. Now, there is answer of Madhav Agarwal. Madhav has answered no. So Aman has answered, a leader should be matured, experienced, kind, educated, and should understand people's feeling, thinking, vision, etc. And that all comes from education itself and our moral life. Madhav is saying it should not be compulsory to be educated for participating in election. This is because if it could be done, so then about 90% of our country's population will be deprived of their rights. Our constitution clearly states that each and every citizen have equal rights, so we should not be discriminating them on the basis of education. So this is very true. Aman, actually you were not there in the class yesterday. We discussed the same thing in the class, that yes, education is good. Education makes the people mature. By education, through education we get knowledge, everything. But sometimes it happens that education cannot give you the required knowledge. Yesterday only we discussed that for playing cricket, a person cannot, like if a person has done any BTech Yes. So for playing cricket, no qualification is required. Only how a person plays, what he knows about playing cricket, that is required. So education is good. If a leader is educated, it will add more qualities to him. But if there is a case a person is not educated, but he is having good experience of the work which he is going to do, that is, he understands the feelings of the people and he knows how to resolve their problem, then we should not keep this as must. Right? We should not keep education as must, because that person who is actually eligible for that leader's post will not be able to get or stand in the election. So that we cannot do, because education can also be a factor of discrimination. Right? And in the country like us, where we all are, like everyone is not educated. So these are some of the election laws which every candidate has to follow. They cannot threaten or bribe the voters. You would have seen that this has been done. So, but as per the election law, this cannot be done. Also, one cannot appeal the people to vote on the name of religion or caste. Also, any candidate cannot use, no candidate can use government resources for election campaign. Also, their money has been limited. You have a limited amount you can spend on election campaign. That is, for Lok Sabha election, rupees 25 lakh can be spent. That is the maximum amount. And for assembly election, rupees 10 lakhs is the maximum amount which a person can, which a candidate can spend. Now, in case if they do this, now in case if they do this, their election can be rejected. Okay, their election, their participation can be rejected in the election. If they violate the rules of election, they can be, yes, if they violate the rules of election, they will be rejected from their participation will be rejected by the court. Okay. Now there is code of conduct for the parties. Now this code of conduct, in this code of conduct, every political party has agreed on this. So they have kept some code of conduct which every party will follow. Every candidate will follow. Okay. In that, use of any place of worship cannot be done for election propaganda. That means any place of worship cannot be used for election campaign and all. Okay. If people are going in the temple, so no one can go to temple and do their election campaign. Okay. So that cannot be done. Also, no one can use government vehicles, aircrafts, and offices for elections. these code of conduct are basically has been placed, and every political party who will win or who will be there, they need to follow all these rules, all this code of conduct. They agreed together and they made this code of conduct for everyone. So they need to follow this. Now, no place of worship to be used for election propaganda. Government vehicles, aircrafts and officials, these will be not used by any party, any political party. Now, once election has been announced, after that, no party can keep any foundation of any of the project. Also, they cannot announce any of the policies. New policies, they cannot bring them. Okay, so these are some code of the conduct and election laws which need to be followed by each and every candidate. And if they are not doing so, their participation can be rejected. Okay. Okay, Madhav Agarwal is telling, if a person is coming from poor background, he will be able to understand the problems and difficulties faced by the common people. He or she will be able to point out the common problems. But on the other hand, if educated will only be chosen to participate in the decision, then will not be able to take the proper decision on the behalf of poor people. Yes, see, democracy is basically what? It is government for everyone, ruled by the people itself. Now, how this rule by the people itself will be done in a country like India, which is having a very diverse culture, right? The people are very diverse. Some are very rich, some are very poor, some are having, what do you say? In caste also we have caste discrimination. We also have the gender discrimination. So in this kind of country where a lot of discrimination is there, it is very diverse country. In this country, there should be like what do you say? Democracy can only come when people from each and every sector will join in the government, will be there in the government. Then only the democracy can be there. If you suppose, like our country is divided into many different types of groups, right? In poor, rich, it is divided. Men, women, it is divided into different castes. It is divided. Reason-wise, it is divided. So, in this situation, if candidates who are there, representatives who are there, they will not belong to each and every group, how democracy will come? Right? So, for that, we cannot keep a standard rule for the candidate. If we keep that standard rule, many people will be deprived of their rights and they will not able to participate in the election. And with that representative, you think their group will be also deprived of their, what do you say, advantages. Whatever advantage, whatever liberty, rights they are having, they will be deprived of that. Okay. Now, after all this preparation, election campaign, nomination, election campaign, everything, the time of polling comes. Okay. So then polling and counting of vote is being done. So in this, so polling or the day on which polling is done, that is also called election day. Now election venues are fixed. That is basically the government offices or the government schools. Okay, so basically government schools or government offices are fixed as the polling booth. Now the people need to go to their near polling booth. Okay, and after that, when they will go inside, their name will be checked in the voter list. In the voter list, their name will be checked, and after that, a sign will be marked on their finger that they have already given the vote. They will go inside. There will be a machine. Nowadays we use EVM machine, electronic voting machine. Now that machine is there, will be there. I think many of you have seen also the voting machine. So this kind of symbols are being made of different parties and buttons will be there. Okay. So whatever party you want to vote, only you need to press the button. Okay. In front of the symbol will be there of each party, and the independent candidates who are not having the independent candidates who does not have any symbol, they get symbol from the election commission. Okay. Like if a candidate is going and taking the party ticket, the party will provide them their symbol. They will support, but the independent candidate, they don't have any symbol, no. So they will get their symbol through the election commission. Okay, election commission will give them the symbol, and that symbol will be there. So if you want to vote for whatever Kamal is there for Bharatiya Janata Party, Kamal will be there, and will be there for Congress. So like that, there is what do you say? Cycle is also there. So those kind of symbols will be there. Whoever you want to vote, just click in front of that symbol. The voting will be done. Okay. Earlier there was ballot paper that was used. Ballot papers were used, and this was also like this. This structure was there. The symbols were made on the ballot paper. Okay. The same way like you have in EVM, the symbols are there and you need to click in front of that. In ballot paper, it was the paper, and it was also having all the symbols of all the parties. Now, if I want to vote for like Bharatiya Janata Party or Congress, I need to put the stamp on there. Okay, on the ballot paper, I need to put the stamp, and that will be kept in the box. Okay, that kind of ballot paper were earlier used, and now we use EVM, electronic voting machine. Okay. So till now, any question, anyone? Till now, anyone is having any question? I think these topics were very easy. You must be knowing these all, right? Now, have you gone through the homework? Homework of Monday and Wednesday has been already given. Okay. So Monday and Wednesday both homework has been already given. You need to check properly. Many of you are sending me incomplete homeworks. Okay. So please check the homework of Monday and Wednesday both. Assignment has already been created. You will be able to submit from Wednesday. From tomorrow you will be able to submit your homework. Now from 24 to 27 we have holiday for Dashera, and 29 and 30 is the test. These 29 and 30 for that syllabus. So please go through the syllabus that I already sent in the group. Okay. And this chapter only will come in the test. So prepare this chapter properly. This chapter is going to come in the test. Okay. So is there any question? There is no question. So we'll stop our meeting here only. Okay. We'll continue with the next topic in next class. Okay. Thank you all.